Hello everyone, and welcome to the Channel Extra, my cross-stitch whips, which is going to be large and take multiple sections to do. So I'm filming the first section today and we'll go from there. So, yeah, this is going to be basically all of my whips. If I have the time to do it, I might throw in like the things that I started this year or things that got finished this year, like kind of the very end. But right now I'm just focusing on getting all of the things that I've been working on, I'm currently working on that are not finished, recorded here. So, yes, we have a bunch to go through. So if you have watched my most recent Flosstube. Okay, so this is not this will be a Flosstube episode. I do knitting and cross stitch mainly on my channel with like some other things thrown in there. I have some calligraphy that gets thrown in occasionally. I have let's see, calligraphy, and there's something else that I do that sewing sometimes gets thrown in too. Mostly, though, it's going to be knitting and cross-stitch that show up on my channel. So, cross-stitch videos typically go under Flosstubes. I'm not claiming that because I didn't start out as a cross-stitch channel. It's kind of morphed into one a little bit. But this will be a Flosstube extra because, like, it will be all about the cross-stitch today. So, in the time-honored tradition of Flosstube, or most crafting things, like going through and doing a year-end wraps-up of what I still have that needs to be worked on in the future. We're not going to say next year because there's probably too many things to actually work on all next year. But things that need to still be worked on, I'm going to basically go through and show you everything that still needs worked on, and if I have time, we'll go back and show things that are finished. Especially since I think some of them are gifts and will not be here for the next monthly update. So, I have been trying to be pretty good about doing basically monthly updates on what I've been doing. So I just posted November's, got filmed earlier in December. And so you should expect to see those about once a month. And then I have been trying to do like a extra, so filming roughly every 2 weeks and alternating a knitting versus a cross stitch. So, I think that's everything. That's all the background that if you've never watched one of these before and you just happen to, it shows up on your feed and you're like, what in the world is this person doing? Hopefully that gives you a good idea of what's happening. So I'm going to be going through all of my whips, my works in progress, and kind of showing you what all I have. So if you watched November's update, a lot of these will be similar because those had not gotten put away before I started filming this. So we're going to start out with a bunch of those, film basically everything that I had in this room, and then save the rest for the next time I film, hopefully. Well, no, save the rest for the next time I film. Hopefully that will be like either Christmas Day or Christmas Eve. Depends on my schedule. So all that being said, let's get started. So, like I said, we started out strong with November. We had a bunch of things that I worked on in November. I didn't finish any of them. So, they are still things that need to be worked on. So, the first thing that I have to show you is Cupid. So Cupid, Nora, Corbett. This is part of my New Starts November, Nora, Corbett, November starts. And it's just a teeny tiny little start so that I can go back to it easy enough. And on the same piece of cloth, I'm also doing Santa's sleigh. These are part of the Christmas Eve's Couriers series. I have all of them, and all of them have gotten started. And the Santa's sleigh, also a teeny tiny itty bitty start. Look at that, itty bitty. And both of these are being stitched on Under the Sea by Grace Notes Fabrics. So, first two. Next two. Continuing on the Christmas Eve Couriers, we're going to go through Blitzen and Comet. So these both are stitched on another Grace Notes Fabrics piece called Oceans Apart. And so that is my start on Blitzen, and that is my start on Comet. So basically for all of my Nora November New Start November starts, I was just putting in a strand to start the day off. That way I have them started, I have the fabric, like it's no longer sitting in my stash of these things need to be started. It's started. Now it's sitting in my stash of these things need to be worked on. So, yes. Isn't it fun how those things happen? You get these are the things I want to buy stash. And then once you have them, it's like, these are the things that I need to start. And then once you start them, it's like, these are the things I need to work on. Once you finish them, you're like, oh, now these are the things that I need to fully finish, right? I need to find something to do with it. And then once you've done something with it, unless you are much better about it than me, you're then like, now I have to find somewhere to put these things. So it's just a never ending, like, what do I do with this? Okay, the next two still in the Christmas Couriers, we have Rudolph and, yeah, that was the right way. Rudolph and Vixen. And these both are on the same piece of fabric. I believe this might be a Portobello, or it's a gray one. I'm not sure. It came from one of my Fat Quarter Shop orders. So that would be Vixen, and that would be my start on Rudolph. So, small starts. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I think I have 2 more. Yeah, I have 2 more pieces of fabric, so 4 more patterns, and we'll finish out the Christmas Couriers. So we have Prancer, and we have Donner. Yeah, I think, so if you watch other Flosstube channels, this one actually, Andrew from the Runner Stitcher just finished this one. So if you want to see a finished version of it, check out him. So I have that itty bitty start on Prancer, and then we have is it there? I think it's that itty bitty start on Donner. So those are those 2. And then the last 2 in the Christmas Couriers series by Nora Corbett are the last 2 reindeer. So if you've been singing the song and you know it, you know who should be coming. I don't remember because I was not singing the song. So I have Dancer, and I have Dasher. So Dasher and Dancer. And oh, these ones are 2 hard ones. I think this was Dancer. My start on Dancer, and this should be my start on Dasher. So that brings us through the Christmas Eve couriers, and that is a third of all of the new starts that I did in November. We have more. So the next one I'm going to show is from the Pixie Couture collection, Poppy. I really do adore this one. This one is a beautiful pattern, and this is one I'm probably going to keep out and like work on more. Because yes, it's gorgeous and I love it. And so that's my start on Poppy. I did put it on a white opalescent, so even though I'm not doing anything to her, I mean, she's going to sparkle and shine anyways because it's a Nora. But even though I'm not gonna like do anything with the pattern, the background's gonna do a little bit of a sparkly thing, so that'll be fun. The next one that I have, I believe, is Lily of the Valley, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check my names just to be sure. Yes, Lily of the Valley. And I did this on a fabric flare Ada in gray fairy dust, and that's what I got started. So there's that one. Okay, well, there. This one is Soletua, I believe. Yeah, Soletua. It's a Little Mermaid, and I believe the Petite Mermaid collection. I'm doing color conversion on it. It's going to be purple instead of pink. And this one is on 32 Lockabelle Fast Linen. I think it might be a picture of this plus because it says PTP405Y. Not sure what else that means, but that's what I have on it. The next one that I have is Iris, another Nora Corbett. We're still in November, and that's the quick start I got on it. And this is a Zweigart like printed fabric. I think it's an 18 count. So yes, modifications will be made accordingly. The next one I have is Monkshood. So that one, and I put this on Fiber on a Whim, a 28 count cashel in the color Earth. And that's my start. Once again, this one I really adore the pattern, so that one and Poppy are probably going to be two of the ones that I keep out a little bit more because I like them. Really pretty. Granted, I do like a lot of her. I like most of Nora's patterns. Hence why I have so many. And so many started. So there will be many of them. Okay, so the next two that I have are Chaffinch. So this is a bird set collection that Nora did, and Anemone. So I have a quick start on Anemone, and I started the frame on Chaffinch. So that's where those two are, and these are both on a Witchelt. I don't know if I have the Witchelt linen in the color Ivory. 28 or 32? Let me check. 28 count. 28 count Ivory Witchelt. It is slightly crunchy. It's very interesting. I can see why people would not like it. It's very see-through, and at least straight out of the package, it's pretty crunchy. So I don't know if it'll change after like trying to wash it or anything, but we'll see. The next one that I have, to show. So there are more Noras, but they're under there. So that was kind of the first round of Nora November. More shall come later. But we're going to take a brief pause and go through some other things. So this next one is part of the Make It Murder Cell that's being hosted by Stephanie and Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe. So you take a cute, sweet pattern and you change it. You make it a little murderous. And like basically you could draw inspiration and do it a bunch of different ways. So like Stephanie and Allison both have both of theirs that showed. I think Allison is inspired by Dexter and she's making a tiny town Miami based. Stephanie's got a beach one and then another tiny town, and it'll be like a Fargo and a I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of themes. Some people like took a baby carriage and they made it creepy. I'm taking a bunch of different small patterns from Told in the Garden series of bookmarks and kind of putting them together, and it's like a detective mystery inspired one. So I have a little bitty start on it. So mine will be the Villainous Village. We've got the detective started and we've got some of my wording on the bottom started. This is on a 28 count white. I'm guessing linen. So that's the start I have on that one. It's gonna get worked on more in January. Right. Okay, the next one that I have is a Royal kit. So this one is Compass. Compass, look at that, it's a compass. So I finished the center compass, everything for it, and we've started working on the stuff surrounding the compass. Oh, I do have. So I really like this pattern. This is stitched using wool acrylic floss instead of cotton floss. And they have like 1 strand, 2 strand, variety of different things. I really have enjoyed the wool cotton. It really gives it like, or wool acrylic, it gives a lot of the stitches a bunch of pop. So you're getting a bunch of dimensionality in this one, like you would expect from a Dimensions kit, but instead of using like cotton floss, they're using wool acrylic. I really enjoyed the stitching on this one and the chart, and I'm starting in the summer section and we're gonna work our way around. Yes, this is one I want to make a good bit of progress on this next year, hopefully. We'll see what things I get distracted by, but that one I would like to get some stuff done. Did I have anything else in here? No. Those are the only projects in that bag. So let's start with the last pile that I have here of things that I found basically in my center living space. So the next one I have is not necessarily cross stitch, and I may be taking it all out. We'll see. This is sort of an experiment start. So I wanted to do Merry-Go-Round by Long Dog Samplers. And I got inspired by someone on Instagram. If I can find it again, I'll try and put their names in here. But they did a long dog in beads, and I was like, ooh, that is cool. That's really interesting, because that would be a really good one to do monochromatic, or like what colors you want to put in. So beading it would be really fun. It could also get really expensive depending on what type of beads you were using. So it was like, okay, let's go to the local Hobby Lobby, find the cheap seed beads that I can find and see what we've got. So I had a piece of fabric, I think it's Picture This Plus Regency, and I started doing that. So I got a little start in the middle. And I don't mind the beading, that's fine. I think, though, I don't necessarily like the beads that I have because they are not in any, like, they're not very uniform. So they're very much like all kinds of different, you have some that are really long and some that are really short, and so it's not super consistent, which I don't like. So it might end up being a more expensive project, just because I think the quality of the beads is going to be important in doing anything like this, where like it needs to be pretty uniform. So I might have to look and see if I can find a higher quality, because it was just Beads Landing, like the Hobby Lobby brand of seed beads, size 8. No, it's not size 8. 12? Like size 12, whatever they had there. They had in the big tubes, you can get a ton of them all at once for fairly cheap. But I think the reason why they're so cheap is because there's not any uniformity in them. Granted, you can have differences in like Mill Hill kits. I've seen some Mill Hill beads where there's definitely like some size differences, but they tend to be a little bit more consistent. And I think if I do something like this, I'm going to want them to be a little bit more consistent. So I might have to like look into different bead brands that are a little bit more consistent. I think Toho and Preciosa might be a decent alternative, or like Mayuki. Those are bead brands that I've seen around, or Mill Hill. We'll have to probably cost it out and check some more. But this was, I enjoyed the start of it. I don't think I'm going to continue on doing it the way I started it. I think I'm going to have to rip out all of these guys. That'll be fun! But I can use them for something else. I have plenty of things that I can use beads for. So that will be fine. So that's that project. I have 2 bookmarks that I have started. So these are coffee bookmarks. They will be given to people in my family who enjoy coffee more than me. My sister and my mother, probably. Yeah, so I think I'm finished with the red color. I think I'm now on to whatever the next color is. I haven't come back to it. If I spent a day or 2 focusing on them, they could probably be finished. But I haven't. We'll see if I do. The next one, you probably saw this a while back. So I did start this a couple of years ago. It's a Bucilla kit for a map of the world. And I have gotten 1 color completely done, I believe. I think like the dark brown, or the brown that you can see in a bunch of places, that I believe is completely finished. And I'm working on my next brown for it. So I really like this one. I like the look of it. I want to get back to it, but it is a stamped one, so it's not, I don't know if it's as much fun for me as counted. And so it's kind of, and I've also gotten introduced to all kinds of things. Thank you, Flosstube. So I have found many other things that I also want to do and try and get into. So this one has taken somewhat of a back burner, especially since I know that like my stitch, I mean, even now, sometimes I will mix up my X's. I have something that I just did with it, and I'm like, ugh. We're leaving it. We're not changing it. It shall be this way for the rest of it. But this one, like the outer border and the inners, I flip my X's. I flip my X's, and so yeah. I'm not changing it, I'm not fixing it, but I do notice. The next one that I have is this one. So this is a Prairie Schooler, the Bremen Town Musicians. This is one that I got at a secondhand store, and it came with the fabric, so I was super happy about it. I started, and we've got in some of the numbers and letters done. Me. And I've started on the cockatiel, or the rooster in the center. So, yep. I will continue with that next year. Many of these things shall happen next year. I don't know that I'm going to get too many more finishes this year. It is almost January. The next one that I have is Tribal Love. This is an artiste kit. Pretty small kit. What is it? Like a 4.75 inch by a 6.62 inch. So I have gotten actually a good chunk of this done. I'm in the letters now, like filling in the colors in the letters, and then I will need to work on getting my background arrows worked on, and then I can move my hoop. Because I tend to stitch by hoop. Hoop section. The next one that I have finished a part. Ooh, and I haven't totally finished it. I need to add backstitching to it. Forgot about that. Anyways, so I don't know about necessarily it's plastic point, but I'm throwing it in my cross stitch one because it's closer to cross stitch than about anything else. So Old Time Christmas Village. I have one of them stitched up. Come on. Will you focus? Maybe. I guess today is a non-focusy day again. Look at that. It's focused by my face. And then I bring it in and it's like, no. So this is a sleigh. It needs the backstitch on it done. And I have a number of designs to finish for it. It would be a good Christmas project, except I'm working on Christmas presents. So it's not happening. The next one is a UFO that's not going to get talked about, but this will be finished at some point. So this is my start on the, what is it? Specialty Stitch sampler or something like that. It's a design by Jeanette Douglas that she did for the Jingle Ball. It's one of her classes. It has, I believe, 9 different specialty stitches that are included in it. I already know that I have a mistake in mine. It's not getting fixed. It makes my life a little bit more interesting on the border, but it is what it is. So I've started the border and like satin stitch, and I believe it's the mignon stitch on it, and the tree, and I have a number of other things to do. It's on a 25 count Lugana blackboard, I think. And we're stitching it with leftover floss from other projects. The next one that I have, by the time I film all of the other parts, this will have more done. But we're getting it right now because I'm very happy with it. So this is 100 Circles by the Steady Thread. It's a blackwork circle project, and I am now halfway done. I have finished half of my circles. Look at that. It looks so good. I love it on this. So this is on a 14 count black Ada. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that fabric. Especially the bright colors just really pop on it. The blues and the purple, like the lighter blues definitely pop. The darker ones fade a little bit, but I'm just so happy with how good it looks on black. Like, it's just showing up, and I'm so excited. It should be done. When should it be done? February. Should be done by the end of February. So, keep checking back and you'll probably get... Well, you'll definitely see it in my January and December updates. And it should also show up in my February. So, three more months you get to see progress on it. And then it should be done. Anyways. Oh, I think we are back to all of a number of the Noras. So going back to Nora November and all of my new starts, let's see. We have The Sea Witch by Nora Corbett. I have my itty bitty little start. Yeah, there it is. And this is on a Live and Die LA hand dyed Lugana in the color Chalkboard. It's a 32 count. So, yeah, that's looking good. And then the next one I have is Lily Pad Sprite. And I'm doing a color conversion on her, so she's going to have a different skin color. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to change much on this one. It's just going to be a skin conversion. So, well, skin and maybe hair. We'll think about that. Future problem, but skin definitely. I then have another one, obviously. So this is Beautiful. One of her more like floral designs, and I have a very small start on Beautiful. Doing good. Ooh, this one is Miss Spider. So, still another Nora Corbett, Fluttering Fashion. I'm doing this on Gray Small Cobwebs by Fabric Flare. It's a 14 count printed Ada, and I mean, Miss Spider obviously had to be on cobwebs. It was perfect. So, Miss Spider. We have Imperial Lady D. So this is an orchid, a very fancy orchid. And I think I finished all of the color. So that was all of that particular color, I believe, in the pattern. So when I come back to it, we'll have to start a new color. The next one that I have is one of her letters. So this is Letters from Mermaids, and it is the letter K. K for Kathy. I'm doing a color conversion on it because I'm not doing I think it's in like Crescent Color Works. Yeah, Crescent Color Works dyed yarn, and I'm probably changing it all to DMC. So I've gotten the K. It's in I believe a lights or a colorist color, and we'll continue on with that. And I'm stitching it on Stream from Fiber on a Whim. On the same piece, I am also doing the Sunrise Lugana Mermaid. And that's my itty bitty teeny tiny start. We have a corner. So those will be ready to stitch on more. Ooh, this one is on Fat Quarter Shop, not entirely sure. So on these I have two. I have the Sitting Pretty, the Chippendale, and I have Sleeping Snow Garden. So the Sleeping Snow Garden, I got a really good start on it. That one was fun. It was just one color and it was all in a line and it was beautiful. So putting in my stitches was very fun on that one. And then on my Chippendale chair, I believe, yeah, I have color completed that blue color. So that's all there was. And those are good. Let's see. Those are not Nora's. That's a Nora. These are Nora's. The next couple that I have are also Nora's. So I have the letters from Nora T. T for Turnbull. Shocker. And we're doing Gwen from the Bewitching Pixies. So the T, very much like the K, are getting converted because they're in crescent colors. Hand-dyed floss. And yep, not doing that. So I have the T started. And then Gwen has some of her beautiful fence started, so that's looking really good. And I think that green and the purples are going to just play really nicely together. So this is Lavender Fields by Grace Notes Fabrics. That both of those are getting stitched on. And I have, what? Two more Noras, and then we will be done with this set of Noras. Yeah. I think I have 4 more pieces for this first set, and then we won't film again for a little while. So the next set is the Primrose Bridesmaid and Angelique Tulip. On Angelique Tulip, I am doing a color conversion because I didn't have the floss that I started out with. So, yeah, her main color is supposed to be in silk. Water Lily Silk. I threw it in a DMC variegated. Same kind of color palette. And then Primrose Bridesmaid, just got that start. So those two went well. And that is all of my starts for November. So I gotta count these and actually see how many I have. I know I am probably pushing, well, I know I have, let's see, January, February, March, April, May. So I have 31 plus 30, so I know I have 61 new starts this year. And then you saw there were more things. And I've got 2 more here. We're gonna have to see exactly how many WIPs. But by the end of this, I will know how many WIPs I have. And we might actually figure out how many new starts I had. It'll be a lot. Anyways, so the next one that I've been working on is this guy. So this is a chart by the Sweetheart Tree, and it is Keep Calm and Freak Out Fall. So I would like to finish these and take this to the office and this will be fun to have at my desk and be like, keep calm and carry on, and then you can flip it around and go, now panic and freak out. Which I think is appropriate, especially considering like how this last 2 days at work went. Because yes, I do work for the federal government, so I have never cared as much about politics as I have for the last 12 months. Yes, it's always nice to know, like, am I going into work? Am I going to actually get to go to work tomorrow? Yay! So, I think it will be appropriate to have at work. So I started it on the Keep Calm and Carry On section. This is on an Ada. I do slightly regret putting it on an Ada. Like, it's the right color, but the chart is meant for stitching out on a Lugano or a linen. Because there's a bunch of half stitches or like 1/1 stitches. Well, rephrase. It's a bunch of like back stitching with some itty bitty teeny tiny little cross stitches in the crowd section that are supposed to be 1/1, but the back stitches are meant for linen or Lugano, so you have those half stitch marks, and if you've tried to do that on an Ada, you can, but it is much easier to do it on a Lugano or a linen, and I didn't. So I will finish this, but if you ever do it, because I think it's a pretty fun pattern, I think everyone should have one of these. But if you do it, I would suggest definitely linen or Lugano, because the Ada is more challenging. And that brings me to my final piece for this section. Because I don't have any other works in progress in my main living area. Yay! They're all in my rooms. So this one is the Stony Creek Joy silhouette. I started this for Christmas in July, because I have somewhat fallen in love with monochromatic stitching. Love it. I have a couple of pieces in it. I need to get back to some of those pieces in it. Things have pulled me away. So I am doing this with a blend. I'm doing a white with, what is it? An Artiste color. Artiste Metallic Floss in the color 803593. Yeah. Innocence. I think that might be it. It says Innocence on here. This might be the color Innocence. So it's a metallic, like a light blue, pearlescent, white kind of color. And I'm holding it with a Blanc. And that right there, that's my start. So I've got the belt done. So my battery is about dead. That's all of the things that I have in my living room. So we will catch up again in a couple of days to finish filming this. Yeah, this is gonna be fun to stitch together. Hello again, and welcome back to the second part of, well, it'll probably end up being the third part. We'll see. So I'm gonna go ahead and film the finishes that I've had this year in this thing. Because I think it will be key in determining how many starts I've had this year. So I have one thing that I do not have here for this. So I need to do the finishes first, and we'll do the WIPs because I have to actually start one today for SL that I am partaking in. Yes, so we're going to film this, start the other, and then probably film like the rest of the WIPs, because I think I found them all. Big think. I think I found them all. If I didn't, who would know? So, yes, this part finishes. So, let's get started. Most of these will be mail haul kits. And lots of them are gifts. So, starting out, we have Mill Hill Kit, a stamp, so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, gift, needs to be fully finished. Yes, I know it's Christmas Day. Things are not getting mailed till late. Likewise, pine cone, pine cone. This is a finish and also a gift. Coffee, once again, we're going through mail haul kits if you haven't figured out. So this is I Love Coffee. And it's a cute little thing there. Yep. Also, gift. Ooh, one that is not a gift. And this one is actually fully finished. So Noelle. And see, fully finished. This one has actually been hanging up in my apartment because it's Christmas, and so I put some things up. We have a stocking, also a gift, also needs to be finished. A paisley Christmas tree. Autofocus is so annoying. I think it's focusing way back there instead of like actually on me. Yeah. Anyways, so paisley Christmas tree gift needs to be finished. We have, ooh, this has multiple parts. So this is a charm stocking, Mr. Snowflake. Needs to be put together, but yes, everything is done. So we have the stocking, the front of the stocking, which will go on like that, and then a snowflake and a Christmas tree that will also go in the stocking. So yes, all done. Needs fully finished. This is the theme. I think I have 2 more gifts. 4 more gifts, sorry. We have To Go, gift, needs finished. I believe this is Hot Stuff. Also, gift, needs finished. We have another charm stocking. This is the Saint Nick. It has different pieces. So we have a present and a candy cane. And the front of the stocking and the actual stocking. So that needs to be fully finished. Is going to get fully finished probably today. Since, yes, we will be traveling soon. Anyways. And the final gift ornament that needs to be still needs to be fully finished. It's Holidays. It has a bear, a little heart, the front of the stocking, and then the actual stocking. So, yep. I did a bunch of stockings this year. And they all need fully finished. Anyways, yes. So that's, I think, all of my gifts. And then we get into other folding finishes. So things that I started and finished this year. We have Mystic Dragon. This is a Jonah Elliott's pattern. It's pretty small. Painted canvas. First time painting canvas. Enjoyed it. You can't, like, it has beads and like Kreinik and it's sparkly itself. But I'm pretty sure you can't see the paint that I used on this actually has some sparkles in it, and it did transfer over onto my Ada. And so there's like some subtle sparkling, especially in like the green bits and like the blue bits. It's pretty. And then we have this one. This is a Nora Corbett. It's sparkly. Oh, there we go. More sparkly. Yep, start, finish. Likewise, it was a canvas that I painted on to create the background for it. So, enjoyed those two. Ooh, this one was not a start this year. It was a finish though. So I did footprints. So this is a Bucilla kit on, I believe, an even weave. First time working on an even weave. I did enjoy this. This was a good one. It did take forever though. So, a finish. Ooh, then we have more Mill Hill kits that I started and finished this year. So we have the Pumpkin Delivery, I think is what it is. We have Cardinal Santa, which is a Jim Shore Mill Hill kit. I believe this is the Emerald Ornament. This is a fully beaded kit. So it's super shiny in person, but like literally everything on it is beaded. There is no cross stitch whatsoever. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. We have, I believe, Snowflake Tree. So one of their Christmas tree series. We have the sleigh. I don't actually remember what the name of it was, but yeah, one of the Christmas sleighs. They have a series of those as well. We have Scotty, which, can you figure out why that one's called Scotty? I believe this is Silver Tree. So another tree ornament. Ooh, Christmas present. I enjoyed this one. This one has mostly specialty stitches in it. The specialty stitches and beading, there's, I think, 10 cross stitches total in it, and that's just in the handle. Everything else is specialty stitch. Was really fun. I enjoyed it, and it had some interesting beading techniques. So I really appreciated that one. We have Holly, which is a holly. Yeah. Meh. I don't know how well these are showing up. At least from where I'm looking, they look kind of blurry, but we'll see. We have Octi, which is another Mill Hill kit. We have a Candy Cane, which is, yeah, this one's a fully beaded as well. That's fun. No cross stitches. And then we have Cardinal, which is not fully beaded, but definitely looks like it. It has some cross stitches in red, I believe, in the background. Red and green. But there's a bunch of beading on it, so it's really hard to tell. So that, I believe, is all of my Mill Hill kit starts and finishes. So that leaves me with just a couple more that I will mention, and then I have to start something so that I can do a WIP parade. Or continue my WIP parade, I should say. So we have Nora's Christmas stocking. So this is a small pattern by Nora Corbett. Uses just DMC, so if you don't want to bother getting any like specialty cry neck, this one's a good one. It does use a bunch of colors though. A lot of colors. Nice looking pattern though. This one is Proverbs 31 by me. It's a backstitch, well, yeah, backstitch blackwork on a scrap piece of linen, and I did it using, I believe, Royal Games by Bestitch Me. We have Merry Christmas. This one is a Hello from Liz Matthews pattern, and it's on a 28 count even weave peppermint pink stripes by Fabric Flare, and using one of the DMC variegation colors. It turned out pretty well. We did Few Have Died by the Primitive Hare. And I, except for the white tin, which is what all of the white black backstitching is in, I substituted. So I used Aurora. I think it's a Bestitch Me color, and I did 3799 for the gray. Turned out pretty good. Like it. And then the final one that I have is this. So this is Blue Tulips by Ink Circle Designs. It's all substitutions and random substitutions of that. So I do have a big box of basically floss that is either extras from kits that don't correlate with DMC, or floss that I got from other people that I don't know what the actual colors are, etc. So yes, it's floss, it works, it's cotton, it got put in there. So I chose colors at random. This is a 1/2. Yeah, 1 strand over 2. Turned out, I really like it. I enjoyed this pattern. I want to do more ink circles now because of them. So that is all of the finishes for this year. So pause so that I can make my new start so that I can do a WIP parade. Back to film the end of the WIP parade. So I've gotten everything I think out of my spare bedroom and my bedroom. And if there are any other projects hiding around that I haven't found, they won't show up. I think I got everything. I think I have all of the WIPs that I have. But let's get started. So we're gonna start out with the most recent WIP, i.e. I literally just put some threads in it. So I'm doing a start along with Chatelaine on YouTube and Instagram, and we were starting a royal holiday by Mirabilia today on Christmas. So I put in that much. So I'm doing it on Ivy by Fiber on a Whim, and I got a little bit done. It's probably not going to get touched again until May. But it is started, so goals. The next one that I have is Mill Hill, the holiday pin. This one is got a little start there. This one has very little actual cross stitching. It's mostly specialty stitches and beads. Very much like that little basket that I showed, or will show, depending on my editing feelings. Another kit that I have finished. This next one is a bookmark. So it's Vervaco, and I started a very small start. There it is. Start on the owl. Let's see. So it comes with 2 bookmarks, an owl and an eagle. I started the owl. Not much to say. This was one of my thrift acquisitions. Let's see. The next one that I have here is my very small start. Very small center start, and this is on the Knotgarden, Chatelaine. So, yep, I have the center done. That is it. Another one where I have a very small sad start. Like literally 4 stitches. Oh yeah, and I think that fabric is raw silver. So I started Leo. These were birthday starts. I just have a couple of stitches at the very bottom on it. This is I Heard It Through the Grapevine by Grace Notes Fabrics. Nice purple. Yep. It's a very small, sad start. But I started Leo because that is my birth one. The final one here that I have started is one of Theresa Wentzler's. So I started, see if I can find the actual picture of it. So I have this book, and I started one of the picture. There it is. And I started Pegasus from it. So this is what it is. It is a full coverage piece. So I am doing it on a small piece, and I'm doing 2, yeah. So I have a very small start on that. I did not give myself a bunch of margin, so yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Let's see. So the next one that I have is one that I started for Mirabilia. Yeah, I'm not sure on the fabric on that one. This is a 32 Belfast antique ivory. I have a very small start, just some white at the very bottom here. And this is the Annual Christmas Tree 2007. So, started that. The next one that I have is also a small start. I'm doing this, I believe, over 1. This is tarnished silver, lakeside linen, and I just have the itty bitty teeny tiny start up top. This is Christmas Tree 2011. I have, I guess, cross stitch adjacent embroidery project. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I haven't done much on this embroidery project. And yeah, it's definitely gonna need some cleaning. So that's the front. I haven't worked on it in years. Will I work on it again? I don't know. We'll see. I need to find the instructions for that. Technically a WIP. Oh yes, the next one that I have. This one is Reindeer Games. Ooh, now, I believe it goes this way. So Reindeer Games, this is Forbidden Fiber Company. This was their advent calendar this year. So it came with some really nice overdyed floss. And I think this was like Snowman blue that's on. I started this stitch along and discovered very quickly that I got annoyed with it. So, now that I have the entire pattern, we'll go back to it. Yeah, that's how that went. Ooh, the next one I have here is a full coverage piece. Oh, look at that. I have floss. I need to really pull the floss out and put them in my master set. I do have a master set of DMC, so it needs to go. This is it. This is Day Surrendering to Night. They have some really neat ones on the back. I would like to find some of these because they have some really gorgeous ones. Like there's the one with the fairy and the Pegasus over here that looks really nice. I mean, the wolf, awesome looking. The unicorn and the wizard. Like, I would love to stitch some of these, but I don't know where they are. So, anyways, Day Surrendering Tonight, Dyan, Allaire. Really like the look of it. And that's my start. I also might possibly need to cut down my Ada. Maybe. Yeah. Future problem. The next one that I have is a kit. This is a Design Works kit. It is... Okay. It is called... where is the name of this? Ocean ABC by Krista Hamrick. It's a really nice one. And I've mostly just got outlines done. But yeah, that's my start on that. Question is, I have a bag. Did I actually put any stitches in? So if I put stitches in, yes, I will count it. If I did not put stitches, nope. No stitches, no county. Okay. That bag is just a kit. Ready to go. This one does have stitches. So this is the teeny tiny start on one of the Bucilla Heirloom Treasures ones. This one is, what's the name on this one? Cougar family. So 2 Cougars, and I have an itty bitty teeny tiny little start on it. Beep. So that. The next one is another Bucilla. This one is called Bless This Nest. And I have, that cross stitch fabric is dirty. I think it's full coverage though, so it will all get covered by floss. That's my start on it. So, a little bit done, not a ton. So these are older WIPs. These are stuff that I had started, I think, before this year. So, I have no idea when I started them. It's been a while, but most of these are stuff that I started before this year. This is not. So this is a Design Works called... by Claire Coxon, Birdcage. Yeah. So, that's my start on it. Looks good. And yeah, I do want to get back to that one. That one was a pretty one. Ladies with pretty dresses. Ooh, this one has also a small start on it. I don't know if I have the cover picture for this. I don't think I do. So I don't have a color picture for it. It is called... Let's see if I can pull my chart out. Paul to the Corinthians. And it's basically the love is patient, love is kind verses. So love is patient, love is kind, love is not jealous or boastful, it is not arrogant or rude, love does not insist on its own ways, it is not irritable or resentful, does not rejoice at wrong, but rejoice in the right. Love bears all things, believes all things, knows all things, or hopes all things, endures all things. Love never ends. Paul to the Corinthians. And so they have that verse with kind of a floral outline around it, and I have a very small start. So, yep, there's that. Ooh, does that fit? It does fit. We're gonna put them all in the same bag. Yay. Work. The next bag that I have, oh, that's 2 bags. I don't need 2 bags, I only need 1 bag. The next one that I have is this one. It's called Don't Rush Me. Don't rush me, I'm making mistakes as fast as I can. Yes. And I do have a decent start on this, actually. So, there we go. There's my start. Goes over there. Did I start this one? This is the question. Did I start it? Because if I started it, then yes, I have to show it. If I didn't start it, then I don't have to show it. And it is just a kit in a bag. And it is currently just a kit in a bag. So, I think I unbagged it in preparation to start it and then never did. Surprise, surprise. Ooh, the next one that I have here is this one. So I have an unearthed design. It's what? Mini Joy, Faith, Hope, and Love. Artwork by Amy Stewart. And I'm doing it on, I believe, a 25 easy count grid. 2/110 stitch. So that's my start on that one. I need to get back to that one. Ooh, I have a number here that I don't have pictures of the patterns for. Some because they're so old, they did not come with pictures. So this one, humor is the best sense we all have in common. This is a saying thing that I had, like, I got old cross-stitch stuff from my great-grandmother. Has various charts, probably photocopied from things. It's pretty old. But this was one of them. I added the border to it, and I need to finish the border, so I started putting like little X's around the bottom. I actually need to figure out what color I used for that, because of course I didn't write that down. That would have been way too forward thinking. Let's see, the next one that I have is a cross-stitch style pattern booklet. So this menu, you should be able to figure out what it looks like. And I'm just filling in the red cross stitch right now. So it's on a wooden pattern board, and it's got chalk paint that you can write on for it. This, I think this is from a book. I don't know. I would have to look through my stuff. It's a start. I don't remember what it's from. Yeah. That requires looking through. I have another start here. This one I think was pigs. I'm pretty sure there was a bunch of pigs, and it was like a maybe a Bucilla or a, oh, what is it? Country Home and Gardens kind of book. Yeah. I have a start. I don't know what the pattern's from. And then this last one is a unicorn. I was changing out colors, I believe, on this guy. And once again, this is a old pattern from mothers or grandmothers or great-grandmothers stitching stuff. They did have unicorns back then. It was... Thinking about it, I was like, oh, they did do that. That's not necessarily just a recent thing. Ooh, the next one that I have is one of my starts for Golden Swan Lake. And this was a Mirabilia start, and I got some of the water done. So, this is on a 14 count Ada natural. And the last couple of ones that I did were all on Ada, in case you were wondering. Do I remember what type? No. Do I have any idea how to find that information? No, I do not. The next one that I have here is my start on, what is it? The Sea Merchant's Wife? Yeah. So Mirabilia, the Sea Merchant's Wife. That's the picture, and I got started on it. I put it on Robin's Egg by Grace Notes Fabrics, and I believe I started in her hair. So that's where I've gotten to. Not very far. Once again, a Mirabilia start. A lot of these. So I did a start every day for Mirabilia, and I did a start every day for Nora November, and most of them I'm not going to touch again until those months. I'm going to try and kind of have one or two focus pieces. If I really want to, I'll pull them out, but other than that, they're mostly going to go focus, and then touch them again when I get into that month. The next one is Gold Butterfly. This is a free chart from Mirabilia, and that's my start on it. This is on a 22 count Janina white, and I'm doing 2/2, so it's like an 11 count. Going well. I must say, this one is going to be very blingy, so it's most of the colors are Krynic. There's one DMC floss, and everything else is Krynic. So that will be interesting. I'll have to see what I have Krynic-wise and what I need to get for that one. Let's see. The next one that I have is also, I believe, a Mirabilia start. It's the 6th annual Mirabilia retreat pattern. On these, this is also a free one that you can get off of, I believe, Witchelt. So for these, like, I'm not gonna show the patterns if they're free because you can find them yourselves. So I'm stitching on a vintage copper 36 count Lakeside linen, and that is my start. Not bad. What am I stitching it as? I think I'm doing a 1/2 on this one. At least that's what it looks like. So I will have to keep that in mind when I come back to these. because I think my default typically is do 2 strands. But I have done a couple of 1 strands. The ink circles one was a 1 strand, and I did mess that up. I started 2 and then realized, it's like, why are these big? That's why. So I do have to remember that that's a 1 strand, not the 2 strand. The next one is on a 28 count Lakeside Linen. It's Midnight. Also a free pattern from Mirabilia, another Mirame start. This one is Leilani the Hula Dancer. And all I did was Leilani's hair. So there's my start on Leilani. This will be a fun one to come back to. I mean, most of the stitching will be fun to come back to. You wouldn't do it if you didn't think it was going to be fun, right? I mean, there are some points where you're like, I have to get through this section, but if you didn't enjoy it, why are you doing it? Unless it's a gift for someone. That one is valid. I have done that. Another one, Mia Mermaid. This is another Mirabilia one, hence another one that I started for Mirame. If you're interested in seeing more than the black on navy start that I have, which is like right there, if you check out a number of episodes back, but Allison from Cross Stitch the Globe has finished this one. So if you're interested in seeing what it looks like finished, I know that's where you can find it. Let's see. Another free one from Mirabilia, another Mirame start. This is Bumblebee. I have a very sad small start on a 16 count lamb's wool Ada. Yeah. This one, once again, has like 2 DMCs, and everything else is Kryneck or specialty. So it is what it is. Let's see. Another Mirame start. So this one is my start on Autumn Queen. And I started this. I don't know if I know the name of this fabric. I don't think I have a name for this fabric. It's a beautiful, gorgeous fabric, and I think it will do very well for Autumn Queen. But I just have a start on her hair. So, really happy with that one. I do want to get back to that. Looking forward to Mirame. We'll say that. Oh. The one that I finished was Silver Lake Swan. I just found all of the patterns, like the paper patterns for the free stuff that I finished already. And I don't need, they don't belong. But they're there. So I'm doing this one. It's another free pattern. And it is Peacock by Mirabilia Designs. And it's going on a 40 count Fox and Rabbit Ocean Air. I'm doing, I think, 1/2. It's a very small start. I don't know if you can even see it. It's white on like a really light blue, so if you're really interested in finding out what all of these things look like, there will be pictures at the very end and like a slideshow. So you can fast forward to the end and find out what everything looks like. Hopefully it'll be better pictures than necessarily this. This next one has a number of starts. So it has the 2001 Guardian Cherub on it. It has the 2000 Holiday Cherub on it. These were all Mirabilia starts for Mirame. The 2007 Holiday Cherub. In Cupid's Garden. Garland Cherub. Holiday Prayer. the 2010 Holiday Cherub, the Heavenly Holidays, Cherub with a Tree, and the 1998 Holiday Cherub. All by Nora Corbett, Mirabilia Designs. These are all free patterns if you're interested in any of them. And what I did was I put them on a really large piece of linen. I have very small starts on all of them, but I think it starts up here and then goes over. So, like, my start may just be essentially the start of the box that it's going to be a very small start. Yeah, that one was barely anything. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. There are 10 of these angels, so I have 10 boxes started on here. Some of them very small starts, and I basically, most of them, not all of them, but most of them are charted, so the same dimensions, maybe with a little bit hanging out here and there. The two, I believe, that are different heights, I've made notes to myself on how I want to change it so that they will be the proper height for the start. But they all will get put on one fabric and kind of combine into one single, hopefully cohesive piece, because they're all fairly similar. So yeah, that was like the last 10 days of May. The next one I have is a chart by me. So I have the alphabet that I have charted, and basically I have a cross stitch in the center, and then I have black work around it that I have written up. I started with A, and I need to continue on and do all of the letters. Yeah. This is going to be an interesting project. I need to figure out how exactly I'm going to put them all together, because they're not necessarily all the same size. Most of them are all the same size, but like B and A have different, B, A, and C all are different heights, and I think they're all different widths. So I need to figure out how many letters I'm putting on each line, and then, or if I'm doing 3 lines, there's some counting to make it cohesive. But I do have the individual patterns like written up in my handy dandy notebook. And then I'm gonna go ahead and do basically a fancy floss. So this one is a Bestitch Me. I don't think it's not Aurora. I don't remember what floss this is, but I do have a bunch of fancy floss, and those are gonna be what I do each A in, and I'm gonna have to figure out like pattern spacing for the rest of it. Oh, and I am stitching this on Santa Fe by Jackson Fabric Arts. It's a hemp 32 count fabric. The next one that I have is the Secret Garden. I have a very small start. I'm doing it 1/1 on a 30 count mink linen. It's, do I have a picture? I don't know that I have a picture. Oh, I do have a picture. Aha! There. So that's what it's gonna look like. Yeah. Need to get back to that one. Let's see here. Ooh, a new start. So I started a Dimensions kit. This is the Victorian Charm. It's on a navy Ada, and yeah. There's my teeny tiny small start. So that will be fun to get back to. Ooh, this one I've seen a number of places, so I started Stargazer. This is my Leap Day Mirabilia start, and I'm doing it on Indigo by Jackson Fabric Arts, and that is my start, and it looks really good. I want to get back to it. It's just one of those, like, it is super dark. Like, you can tell how dark it is. So it will look like the night, which is what I wanted, but it also means that, like, you can't stitch on it at night because it's so dark. I might have to bring this. This might be one to bring to my weekly cross-stitch meetup at our local needle shop, because she has really nice light, one, and really white tables, so that would be an excellent thing to stitch against. Ideas. Ooh, the next one that I have is this guy. So Janlin, there's a bunch of different ornaments. Let's see, do they have 24 festive ornaments. So I've finished a couple of these. I don't know if I've showed, I think I showed them when I did them. So like Snow Buddy's Perfect and Peace, I think, were the two that I finished this year. And I have a start, I believe, on the cat. So there's, yeah. So right here, there's a cat mitten. And it's like a cat in a mitten, essentially. So it's a mitten, pictured on it is a cat in a mitten. Who knew? And so I've gotten a small start on that. Fun small stitching. It got hidden. Ooh, the next one that I have is a long dog sampler. So this is Fish and Ships. And this one I really would like to get back to. This one was so much fun. So I am stitching it, I guess, technically in the ditch. So I have my hoop and then I stitch in the bottom instead of on the top, but beside the point. And I am doing it on 15F. So this is one of Banana Oil's fabrics, and she does a really beautiful job of dyeing a bunch of fabrics. I have at least one other project that I want to start. No, two other projects that I want to start. Another long dog sampler and Greenhouse of Oddities. But like, just look at how gorgeous that dye is. Oh, it's beautiful. And then the monochromatic stitching on top of it is going to look so good. So I'm using a crew on it because I figured that would stand out decently enough. Yeah, this one, I do love monochromatic stitching, and I want to get back to doing some more of my monochromatic stitching. It's been a while. Yes, the next one that I have is a teeny tiny itsy bitsy start on a Buttons and Beads autumn series. So this one is Broom Parking. It's a little kitty. It's kind of cute. Should continue it. Ooh, the next one is Angel of Harmony. This is an old Dimensions kit. So I have a very decent start on this one. I do want to get back to it. I'm close to being able to move my hoop. So that's exciting. I have a little bit more up here to do, and then a little bit more of the dress to fill in, and then I will move my hoop, and I will be a decent portion done. So, yes, exciting news. Throw that there. Ooh, the next one that I have is another Mirabilia. And I have a good portion of this done. So this is Ophelia. So Shakespeare Madness. And I'm doing it on an unknown purple cloth. And that is what I have done. So I am really close to being ready to move this section. I haven't worked on it in a couple of months, and I would like to get back to that. I think next year this might be one of the things that this might be my Mirabilia focus, maybe. At least try and put some more threads in it. That would be nice. It's really pretty. I like it so much. If you haven't been able to tell, I do like Nora Corbett Mirabilia designs. Her patterns are very pretty. I really like the art style, and so I've gotten a bunch of them, and because I've gotten a bunch, I was like, okay, why keep all these patterns if you're not going to start some of them? So I started a bunch of them. I'm not sure how many more I'm going to start as quickly. I think right now I'm planning, loosely, planning to do like in May and November, like having one, so in May having basically 31 Mirabilias projects, putting a thread in basically all of them throughout the month of May, and then in November, Nora Corbett, which is a different line, putting a thread in all of the Nora Corbetts, having 30 for that month, and then throughout the year just picking and choosing what I want to focus on, what I want to add to, and if I have less than 30 or 31 in those 2 months, then I go ahead and start something new, and replace it with a new pattern. I have plenty of patterns I can do this. So there are a number more coming if you haven't gotten the idea. Anyways, so the next thing that I have is this, so Festive Forest. If you were at the Jingle Ball, this was one of the classes. It's a really nice pattern by the Blue Flower. I am stitching it on Fiber by a Whim on Pistachio, and I have a very small start. I need to stitch on this so that I can like watch the class again. So I did go to the actual classes. The class was really good. I enjoyed it. Janine was really helpful and like describing how you do everything. Really informative class. I would like to maybe finish it. I don't know if I'll finish it before that. It's a lot of stitching. Anyways, I think I can do it. I saw the class. Hopefully I can. I will make note that I am not using the called for threads. I'm using the DMC called for threads, and that's about it. Everything else is going to be whole because I don't have most of the colors. So I looked through my stash and saw what things I had. Some of them are my names for it because they didn't have names, or like Evergreen. I don't think that was one that like actually has a name on it. No, the light green doesn't have a name on it. Blush probably had a name. 145, 2032. Don't know what most of them are. We're substituting. So that'll be fun. Yeah, it's a really pretty design. It'll be fun to do a new type of finish of mostly just framed things. And I don't actually have that many finished. Framed things or finished ornaments. So that'll be fun. Long ramble just to say that will be fun. The next one that I have is a Nora Corbett. This one is Eva Nora. This is a monochromatic stitching, which I super enjoy. I'm got that far on it. So I have the hat. This is on Helsinki. Another Jackson Fiber Arts hemp cloth one. It's super dark, very similar to the indigo. I'm not doing it at night. It's not great winter stitching, because guess what? It's getting dark at like 4:40. Although it is getting lighter. Now, we have passed the winter solstice, so it will be getting lighter, which is exciting. It will soon be lighter at night. Yay! Anyways, once again, not something that I'm stitching on a lot currently because it's too dark. The next one is Winter's Deer. This is a pattern that was gifted to me by Vervaco. I've started it and gotten a good chunk of it done. Need to get back to that to finish that up. And the next thing that I have is Dark Hedges. So a design by Stephanie from Cross Stitch the Globe. This is one of her smaller patterns in the Fire and Ice booklet. I think I'm about halfway. I'm close to being halfway down the side, and I think I'm close to being halfway in the center. So it's not a huge pattern. It's not a huge full coverage. Pretty happy with it. Enjoyed doing it. We'll get back to it. That's what I say about all my stuff, isn't it? I'll get back to that. That will eventually happen. It will eventually happen. It's just going to take some time. The next one that I have here is another Mirabilia. So this one is lavender or violet. Let me find the actual pattern that has the name on it. Lavender Mist. So Lavender Mist by Mirabilia. I am basically I'm playing around and doing a full color conversion on this one. So both her and everything she's wearing. So I have started with the hair. She is like a brunette blonde on here. Yep, she's going dark. And I'm doing it on a white petite point on raw linen, 32 count. Yeah, it's going decently well. This is a Mirame start project, so gives me an opportunity to play around with color converting things, which I haven't done and would like to do. Well, when I started it, I hadn't done that for a ton of things and wanted to do it, play around with that on a pattern where it like made sense, where like if you not like let me just throw random colors on, not random colors. How do I want to say this? I wanted to do it on a project where I don't think I'm going to get that back in on camera. I didn't want to do it on a project where the like color conversion choices subjectively didn't matter what you substituted. So I'm, it's one where it's going to matter what it substitutes as, so that it looks proper. So that one, let's see, what's the next one that I have in here? Oh, I have Maidens of the Seasons. Oh, and one of the ones that I forgot to add to that. Okay. Yes, so I have Maidens of the Seasons, Maidens of the Seasons. This is spring and summer. And I am doing one of them on this half. So this is Nora by Jackson Fabric Arts. And I just have part of the border done. And I also have a start and finish that I did earlier this year that I forgot about, that I didn't add before. So this is Claire. Claire is done. So she gets to show up out of order, but yes, I need to put Claire there, that way I would remember about her. And then I'm doing the other maiden on this fabric, Toulouse by Jackson, and I just have a teeny tiny start on the border at the very bottom. Both of these were Mirabilia starts, so that. Is this a start? Or is this just a, I'm reserving this cloth for a project. I think that was I am reserving this cloth for a project, but not actually started the project. Okay. I have things. I have things and stuff and things in various places. And I reserved things for stuff, but I don't think I've stitched on those. Okay, cool. That answers those questions. So the next one that I have is this one. So this is Mirabilia Damask Roses, one of her early designs, and I'm doing it on Shale by Picture This Plus Fabrics, and I have a very small itty bitty couple of stitches start at the very top. Yep, that's it. Another Mirabilia start. The next one that I have is Andromeda. Another Mirabilia Designs. This one I am planning on adding to it, so I need to chart and add to this one. So I've started it, I believe this is a Witchelt. Just started the bottom border on it. You can see right there, just that part at the bottom. I am planning on adding Andromeda the Galaxy behind her, because like Andromeda, of course. But I need to figure out charting, etc. So it's a good thing that that's going to be mostly a Mirabilia focus for a while, because like the bottom part, like I can stitch her and everything on her. I won't be able to bead or really do back stitching just yet, but I can do her and everything and then put the Galaxy behind her. But that is a long-term project, not anything short-term. The next one is Mermaid of Atlantis. So this one's a really pretty one. I like it a lot. I'm doing it on Galaxy from Jackson Fabric Arts. And that. Oh, love this fabric. It's gorgeous. That's my start. itty bitty teeny tiny start up top. But yes, this one will be fun to do. Looks very deep sea. It's like greens and blues, and I'm excited about this one. Oh, yay! Oh, spring in my garden. Another Nora Corbett. I have an itty bitty start on it. I'm doing it on a 25 count Ghana, and I think I'm doing it over 1, which is why my fabric is smaller. And I was actually able to get through a decent amount. Yeah. So, very small start on it. I don't know, does this one have beads? No, it does not. Perfect. Doesn't even have specialty colors on it. It's all DMC. So, what a perfect design to totally change your fabric count on. And make it a lot smaller. Because it's not going to matter in the beading stage, because guess what? You don't have any beads. Oof. Yay. Yes. So that spring in my garden. That is that one. And I'm finding more floss. I'm finding all kinds of floss. Yay. Ooh, and I think, unless I am mistaken, I think this is the last project to show everybody. So I think I'm going to be able to get this done in like, because that one was 47, and then I had like 17. Yeah, I'll be fine to throw in the finishes. And it'll only be like 2 hours. Aren't you proud of me? Anyways, so the last one that I have here is Spring Queen by Nora Corbett. I really do like all of the queens. They're gorgeous designs. I do think, though, that I will be doing some minor editing on this one, because the pattern does, like, actually stop her dress right there, and I don't want to do that. I want to, like, continue that dress. Kind of like you see in... where did they go? Where did I throw them? That's not it. Where, oh where is the things? I don't want that one. Oh, there it is, found it. So like Autumn Queen. Like you can see that dress. Well, no, she does do a little bit, but most of the dress is there. I am going to edit, like just basically finish off the dress, like round it out. Don't do weird random stops in the middle of the dress. So I do think I'm going to try and chart, makeup charting for the bottom of the dress, how I think the dress should end. Based off of what I can see. But beyond that, yes, that is Spring Queen by Mirabilia. I'm doing it on Grace Notes Fabrics in the color Buttercup. And I have started her hair. And that's what I've gotten done. So that is the end of my WIP parade, I believe. I don't see anything else around that I need to add into this. So, if you have made it this far, congratulations. You have listened to me ramble for a very long time. Thank you for listening to me ramble for a very long time. I guess throw in a picture of a... There's gotta be fairies. If you've gotten this far, managed to get to the very, very end, throw in a picture of a fairy down below in the comments just to let me know that you actually listened to me for a very, very, very long time. I I guess if you've enjoyed this, feel free to like, follow, subscribe, comment if you like. Sarcastic comments are lovely, especially if you like let me know that they're sarcastic. Don't just be mean. Give a little bit of a hint, because I don't hear your words. I only read your words. So there's that. If you actually want to see a little bit more constant updating from me, feel free to follow me on Instagram. I'm Turnbull Threads over there. I'm not releasing a plans video because I have a couple of things that I know I want to get started. And it looks like I have at least 2 more projects that I'm meant to get started this year that I didn't. So I have at least 4 things that 5 or 6 things that I'm starting. Gonna start things. I start things as I want to start things, and I work on them as I want to work on them. It is general chaos around here. There's a couple of things that I am planning on starting because they are stitch-alongs. We're gonna try it again. I didn't like the one where it was piece by piece, and it depended heavily on counting based off of your previous piece, and so if you miscounted, things got weird fast. And I did miscount, and I was like, ugh, nope, we're gonna wait till the very end until I have the entire pattern, and then we'll work on it. But I think the other one, like, I am gonna take apart in the Heaven and Earth design, Heaven and Earth Designs. Sal this year, sort of the 2025 one. I am doing Paradiso number 34, I believe it is. And the way they do it is they give you a number of pages to start out with. So like all of the colors and stuff are used within those pages. I think that will be a better way for me personally to stitch in a stitch along than like different pieces. So like Lola Crow Designs, she did Green House of Oddities, she did, what was the underwater one this year? Because I've seen a number of finishes of it and it's beautiful. It's like a dangerous aquarium or something like that. But she releases those piece by piece, and so like you have the frame, and then things get placed inside the frame. I don't think I would enjoy that. I do want to do some of those patterns. I like the aquarium one and the Greenhouse of Oddities. I want to do both of them. I have the Greenhouse of Oddities, need to get the aquarium. So I want to do those designs, but I don't think I want to do them as a Sal. And so if she has one this year that's like same theme, kind of creepy but not super Halloween-y, it'll probably be one of those like, oh, look at all those people doing that Sal. I don't think I'm going to do that until I have the entire pattern. And then we'll go back and do it. But I think with the Heaven and Earth Designs Sal, because it's large pieces and chunks and the counting is not quite as dependent, I think that might work out better for me. We will see. The other thing is like keeping up with it. It requires planning, and this is anathema to what I really want to do with my life. So we'll see how it goes. We're gonna try it. And anyways, I got a couple of free chores out of it, so that'll be fun. So yeah, I have the Heaven and Earth. I'll be participating in the birthday Sal, Allison's birthday Sal with Cross Stitch the Globe, doing Brooks books. I think I'm gonna try and start a new address every month, but we shall see, depending. I do want to start a Bella Filipina, and I have a couple of lavender and lace designs that I want to start. Will I? Who knows? I have a couple of Thomas Kincaid stuff that I want to start. Will I? Who knows? We'll see. We stitch what we want to stitch when we want to stitch it. Anyways, I think that is like the sum total of my plans. So if you were, I think we did this before, but if you were interested, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else. So since I'm recording this, this is Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays if you don't celebrate Christmas. I hope you're having a good vacation day. It probably won't be up on Christmas. This is gonna be like New Year's probably by the time I actually get this done. Let's be real. But I hope you enjoy the holiday season that's going on, that you have family and friends around to celebrate it with you. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I don't think I have anything else to say, so I'm going to sign off. Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year. Bye!